So when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, I think there's probably two things that are universally agreeable. One, that the Nintendo Switch was a huge success and it's a whole lot of fun. Came out of nowhere. But two, the Joy-Cons suck. Like, they came out of left field with these things and they really aren't that great. So where does that leave you? Pretty much the only other viable alternative is the Pro Controller, but it's like 60 bucks, and that's really not what I'm about, so I don't want to spend that kind of money on a controller. So interstage right, we have the Techken Pro Controller, which is made for the Nintendo Switch. It has 5 hours of battery life, great joysticks, and great buttons, but only $25. So let's take a closer look at the Techken Pro Controller for the Switch. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with a review of the Pro Controller by Techken for the Nintendo Switch. So I was sent this out as a review unit and I've been able to test it out for the last 2 weeks, and I have to say that it's actually a really good controller. I was a little hesitant at first. I'm not real big on third-party controllers, but when you have the Joy-Cons as your primary controller, you'll take pretty much anything. And that's not a dig at this controller because I think it's fantastic, especially for 25 bucks. I've tried the Mario and Luigi looking USB wired controller. I've tried the Pro Controller. I've tried the regular Joy-Cons, either handheld or with a little controller attachment, and all of them are worse than this. This is a good option. This is a really good controller. So the hardware is good. The build quality is good. It's not as built as well as the actual Nintendo Pro Controller. The build quality I think is a little bit better on that one. It's a little heavier, but I really don't like the size of it and the way it's set up. Now this one comes with a it comes with a USB-C charging cable. It has about a 5-hour playtime on one charge. So charge up all the way, you got 5 hours, you're good to go. It's very easy to pair. It's very analogous to the Xbox controller. So putting it here next to the Joy-Con controller, you can see that there are a lot of fundamental differences. One, that this one looks like a real control. And two, it looks like it's not cheap. And that's kind of the feeling that you get when you play with the Joy-Cons. It's a little rickety, the connection just doesn't feel 100% solid, and of course there's also the issues with the controller drift going on with them, which I experienced with one of my Nintendos. So moving over, talking about the Techken Pro, it's got much better joysticks on it. And that was one of the biggest complaints that I had, not only just the joysticks themselves, but the placement and the completely unergonomic design of the Joy-Con controller setup. So this one's already winning by a mile. Now I put it next to the Xbox One controller here so you can kind of get a size comparison and see what you're looking at. It looks very much like the Xbox One controller. It's a little bit smaller. I think it might be a little bit bulkier in some areas. It's got a slightly textured grip on the left and right triggers. But overall, the joysticks are very comparable. They feel a little bit tighter on the Xbox, but they're not as loose and rickety as the garbage on the Joy-Con controller. So Techken did a really good job putting this together, and the controls, the triggers, everything about it are top notch. All right, so I want to go ahead and walk you through the pairing process, which is simple and easy. Go to where you can add a controller, click right there, and then all you have to do is press the button and it'll enter into pairing mode, or you can hold it for 4 seconds if you need to, and it'll just go back and forth, and then it'll pop up. It's super easy. The instructions are on the box, and then just hit A and you're good to go. So pairing is simple and easy, and like I said, it lasts for 5 hours on one charge. So this is a really good alternative to not only the Joy-Cons, but also the Pro Controller, because you're not spending 50-60 bucks to get it. Anyway, that's all I've got on the Techken Pro Controller for the Nintendo Switch. Again, it's 25 bucks. You can pick it up on Amazon. Hit the link in the drop down. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.